I'm a blowout person. Some people hold their breath.
What do you mean?
Like when I get ready to take the shot, it's just like a, ugh. But I'll do it a couple times. If I have the time, I'll let out, let my body settle and see where it's at, and I'll make an adjustment. Because when I settle, I want to just fall onto it. Like no muscle being used anywhere. And I just like that, and I want it to be where I want it to be, right there. And I don't breathe, and I send it.
What makes the best snipers? What sets them apart?
Patience and severe concentration. Being able to take whatever environment you're in. You may have to sit there for 5 or 6 days. You might not even shoot anything. You might just sit there and report, because a big part of being a sniper is reporting. You might not shoot anybody.
What do you mean reporting?
Like I have to tell you, like say for instance, there's a force coming behind you waiting to hit this big building. And so we go in like 4 or 5 different sniper teams. We'll go and surround this place from way off. We'll watch it, decide who's coming and going, record all that, take aerial maps, do all this kind of stuff. And we're shooting it back to the attack force that's back here, assault force, which we may end up being a part of, but we're not yet, depending on how big this force is. And then they put together all their information. Sometimes they're in an aircraft flying to the objective if we're overseas, and they're receiving all this stuff on the aircraft, and they're making their plan. They hit the ground. We make a place for them to get there, guide them in because we know the terrain, and we set them up. And then when they get ready to take it down, we make sure the outside of the building is safe about the millisecond that they're going in the building. And if need be, we'll go in the building with them immediately after that part takes
So you're
place.
planted way ahead of time on things like this.
It's down to, that's dude. I mean, it's tiny. The planning on it. I mean, it's milliseconds timing, and it's just it's a big plan. It's good.
But then when shit hits the fan and they come in and suddenly you're in the mission at drop of a fucking second, you got to be ready to take someone out.
Right this second, transition from that sniper rifle to an M4 carbine or whatever you're carrying, and you may have to jump in stack with them. So you have to know the same tactics and SOPs as they know, or you look like a moron.
Oh my god. So like we were talking though off camera about how, because like you still compete in some different sniper events and stuff today, but how much calculation goes into taking a shot, because we think about these long range bullets, they come out so fucking fast or whatever, and it's like, okay, 1,000 feet away, how far could wind really move a bullet? But you were saying it can move it 96 inches on a 10-mile-an-hour wind if you're like 1,000 feet, something like that.
30-06 bullet, to best my recollection, 10-mile-an-hour full value cross wind. In other words, at 1,000 yards can drift a bullet 96, 97 inches.
That's insane.
So if you're shooting at a human, you could literally miss that human and shoot a kid standing over here accidentally in a village. And now, guess what?
That's a war. It's a war starter.
Hey,
Trouble.
they're mathematicians. I mean, when you really think about it, you're dialing. I mean, you also have to think about the Earth moving and the curvature of the Earth. And I mean, it's crazy what snipers, the knowledge they carry, and I mean, you really are. You become I mean, what's the movie with Matt Damon?
With Mark Wahlberg, you mean?
Sniper?
No.
You're thinking
It's
Goodwill
like
Hunting?
Goodwill Hunting. Yeah.
Oh,
Just think of Danny Hall, just a little rougher around the edges.
Well, it becomes, the longer it gets, it becomes a big time trigonometry problem. Like I said, I was telling you, when I do some shooting competitions, at least back in the day, you weren't allowed to have a calculator, and you couldn't have a laser rangefinder. You couldn't have any of that crap. You had to learn how to use your mil dots and your scopes, and the reticles that are inside of them. And you just turn a corner, and there's something sitting out there, and it's like, and it might be a valley just out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a target, and you got 2 minutes. See that, figure out how far away it is, figure out how fast the winds are going, put the calculations on either on your scope or do a hold. However you choose to do it. I'm more of a hold person. I just kind of figured out on mills and then shoot it that way, and then. It's faster versus turning all those dials. And once I turn the dials, I don't have my zero anymore, so I like to leave it on whatever I got it set on. But it becomes big-time math, and that's why if you don't do it all the time, like if somebody gave me a mile-and-a-half shot to calculate, oh, my God, with winds blowing
crazy.
3 different directions, and you got to figure it up on 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, or 3 total, and all this. Oh, my God.
What was it, Alessi? Can we look this up? The longest shot Nick Irving took? Didn't he take a famously long shot?
That was Chris Kyle, but
No, it
was Chris Kyle.
no, it was the Canadian sniper.
Yeah, Canadian. Well,
Yeah.
last was Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, how long was that shot?
The,
Oh, it's over a mile.
yeah, it's well over a mile. The one before that, he was the Marine, and he shot through the concrete wall.
Yeah. Now, see, I think the Marine one was more, and I don't quote me for sure, but I think the Canadian, the longest shot wasn't a one round hit. I don't think he hit on first
What do you mean?
round.
Oh,
Like he shot and adjusted
Yeah.
the shot.
he missed.
Yeah.
He shot and adjusted. I think it took like maybe 2 or 3 shots if I recall.
Oh, at that point,
So
it
does
become,
that count? Like when they're
Still
judging
haven't.
this?
It's still happening.
Oh no, he's talking about actually making a kill.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, person.
it doesn't.
Yeah. I know. But like if they're judging like the record, like if you miss, I mean, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, but either way, the bullet flew from this guy to that guy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, does that become a little bit more of aim and pray?
Yeah. It's because, believe it or not, when things are happening really fast, especially when you have a semi-automatic rifle like a SR-25, 308, things are really kicking quick.
Sweet gun.
You need to pay attention where your bullets are hitting because you might have multiple targets.
Right.
So when you have multiple targets, you pick out the one that is the most viable and the most urgent, possibly. You shoot low. From it, say he's 400, and you thought you had 200-meter dope on, but you only have 100-meter dope on, so now you're not getting it. So you shoot, you go, boom, okay, correction, ting, half mil, ching, and from then on you keep a half mil on it, and then you'll never miss again. Because now I know that's going to drop that much, so it's a mental calculation you just do real quick.
So basically, what you're telling me is Lee Harvey Oswald, no fucking way, fired 3 shots. Nail him from that far away.
And sadly, those shots can be done, but not with the gun he had and the condition it was in, and his skill set.
And the speed.
No,
Like at that speed. What was it? Like 3 seconds or 4 seconds, something like that?
You can't even ratchet that gun quick enough. Well, the one he has is raggedy too,
Yeah.
because they had it on there and they're showing him how it was working and all this other stuff. But if you take that same rifle and tune it and smooth it out and do all this stuff and then put a really, really awesome rifle guy on there that knows how to use that rifle, it can be done.
When you're taking a shot like that, like some sort of long range shot, whatever it is, with a sniper rifle, how important is breath work with it?
Very important. Long range, everybody's got their own. I'm a blowout person. Some people hold their breath.
What do you mean?
Like when I get ready to take the shot, it's just like ugh. But I'll do it a couple times. If I have the time, I'll let my body settle and see where it's at, and I'll make an adjustment. Because when I settle, I want to just fall onto it. Like no muscle being used anywhere. And I just like that, and I want it to be where I want it to be, right there. And I don't breathe, and I send it. Whereas some people, and then they'll hold it and shoot, which is fine. But for me, if I hold my breath, I get too much of my heart in my ear. I can hear
I
it.
start shaking.
Yeah, I start to get. If I hold it too long, I start getting muzzle lift and stuff. When I let it out, I just fold into it, just like let it just collapse. You just collapse on it. If you have that kind of time,
It's artistic in a lot of ways. It is.
and it's patience. I mean, just ridiculous. Because you want to shoot to get it done. Because it might be something that needs to happen right this second. And say, for instance, you're looking across a field and there's a convoy up here and there's a bunch of guys out here and somebody comes running up there and starts shooting at them, and you need to start dropping bodies to get them off of those guys. You can't just start firing.
Right.
You need to take a split second, get your crap together, because that one round matters,
How do you keep in the heat of like a battle situation where you're in a far away spot sniping? How do you keep your cool when you do you divorce yourself from what you know is happening down there?
I think it's that you're going to have the most effect on it, and I don't think that happens overnight. I think that's one of those things that goes back to training probably too. Experience is number one of being put in that same situation. Like everybody says, a file folder. I've done it before, so it's not new. And but training does it, just running you through those type of scenarios nonstop. Because if you try to do something you've never done before, it's 10 times more hard. So if you're doing sniper shots and you go to the range and you're putting together all these different mathematical shots, then when you finally do see one, you have a logbook and you go back through them, and you keep building them. It's muscle memory kind of a thing, You just plug it in really quick. So that kind of situation, you've been put through the scenario enough times that you know.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.